Okay, I'm at 1622 Shenandoah Avenue, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We are looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. I'll be going through this stack here. I had to loosen a fern coat, and that's so I could get access. There are no clean outs. So it looks like cast iron coming up. This is all PVC that's been replaced. The limitation here is that I will only be able to go from here out to the main. There is a bathroom directly behind this towards the back of the house. We are right next to the steps. If you can see the bottom of the steps here, that is the front of the house. And so we won't be able to inspect anything behind this point due to lack of access, like I mentioned. But that is unless somehow we end up going upstream on accident. Maybe we can get this to go, because I believe this is sitting on a T. And so far it looks like we have some, it's holding some water, like we have some blockage. Maybe we can get this to, maybe I can get this through there and get this to drain and find out what is causing this backup here. The house has been sitting empty for quite a while, it looks, and so sometimes I can get my camera through this if it's a soft clog and get the line to drain down. This could have been something left over that dried in the line. I did make it past it, but as you can tell, I can't really see where we are. I'm going to say at the very least this is going to need a cleaning and possibly a re-inspection. I'm getting a lot of pullback here. Like, there's a lot of build up in this line, but I couldn't tell you what it is, obviously. So usually this means there's some root intrusion or something like that. It's gotten in from surrounding trees. So I'm trying to force my way through, but it doesn't look like I'm getting anywhere here. Looks like the water may be running. Looks like there's some movement, so hopefully I'm getting this to drain. I can try to run some water. There's a stationary tub down here. But I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go get a locate on this and find out exactly how far out I've made it. Okay, so we are just out front, past the front sidewalk going into the front door. Coming across at a diagonal going towards the driveway. It's about 8 foot deep, and I am assuming, based off of what I can see there, that this is all caused by root intrusion. Like I said, I could be wrong here, but Seems to me that there's a lot of trees out here. One of them being a river birch, just in the easement between the sidewalk and the street. It looks like there's a lot of water going by, so maybe this is still draining. That I've poked a hole in some of the soft clog earlier. Maybe we'll be able to see a little more as the water dissipates, because this whole line's probably full of water. Either way, this is definitely going to need a cleaning and a re-inspection to make sure that there's no structural issues. It looks to me like there's still some water going by. The thing is, what I see there, that looks like, I can't identify it perfectly, but that looks like the side of a pipe or something. So this could be broken down. I do have it marked, but that almost looks like a piece of clay or a piece of cast iron there laying in the middle of the line. And so, like I said, I can't be 100% on that without the water being down. But the way that looked to me, and I think that we are getting some water flow, that maybe I poked a hole in a soft clog higher upstream. But as you can see this start to clear up, that doesn't look like roots, that looks like the side of a pipe. But there's no way of knowing that until the line gets cleaned. But as you see, as the water starts to clear, we'll try to so we'll see how well we can see as we pull back here. Aha! So that was the side of a pipe. The good thing is, I think I have drained it, because this was all underwater a minute ago. So that's an offset. I may be able to get through this if I give it a little bit better running start, maybe. But sometimes with these are just enough where it's kind of running me up sideways instead of, that gives me a little more hope based off of what I'm seeing there, that there is still some draining going on from further upstream where there was a backup, and I must have poked through it with my camera. Sometimes I can get this to bounce around and pop over it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back. I'm going to see if I can put something on this to try to raise it up off the bottom of the pipe a little bit. Looks like we'll be able to inspect from here back. And again, this was all holding water before. Looks like maybe I poked through a soft clog, stuff that has been probably sitting in here since this was, yeah, there's a major clog there that I pushed through. So I don't know if that's just buildup from floor drains and stuff like that. I'm not going to be able to get my camera back through all this with the standoff on it. I know that. I can't tell if this is just a soft clog. This is a pretty good shot there, 20 foot. That's holding a lot. I managed to poke some form of a hole in it and get some of it to drain, but this is still, as you can see, just all folded closed back onto the camera. So I can try to push back through it, maybe run some water and see if I can get this to open up a little bit, but I'm not real confident of that. So I'm trying to run some water through it. I'm going to have to see, because obviously this is all going to have to fill up with water. But I'm pretty confident this is going to have to just be cleaned out. I know the house is sat empty, but based off of what I'm seeing here, there could be some buildup from this is probably a combined system, so it probably has some you can see it's starting to fill up here. You can see how it's coming over the top of all this and going around the side. So this could be buildup from some of the storm, but that is an awful lot of buildup there. I don't see the water getting around it. And like I mentioned to you, if I put a a standoff on this camera, it's just not going to make it through this line. So basically from the base of this stack, which is it starts roughly here, we'll see here. On the video I'm hanging vertical at like 7-8 feet. This is the base of the stack. The footage is marked based off of the rotation of the drum that the camera's in, so it's measuring the distance from the drum down into the pipe. So we're starting at 7 feet and going to let's see here. Yeah, 7 feet to about 27 feet. So you got 20 feet of pipe here. It's got a pretty hefty buildup of stuff, and we don't really know what what it is. You have to get this line cleaned, re-inspected to see if there's any structural issues in this area. You have to get rid of all this soft clog. So I keep trying to go back and forth through it, and we'll see what we can do. But the chances of this getting cleaned out are pretty slim, especially with just my camera here. But every once in a while. So I'm going to recommend that this just get a cleaning and a re-inspection. At least the first 20 feet. It seems like after that it was open, at least to that point where I couldn't get any further. I'll try to make one more pass with just my camera and see if I can get this to jump that spot. So hopefully we can get an inspection of the rest of the line. some of the stuff does look like it's starting to break loose, but try to get out as far as we can here. This is that same spot here. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to have much luck here. It does look like we're getting some chunks moving, but okay, so I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to see if I can get a standoff in there. See if we can do any. I'm just going to at least make one attempt. So I'm going to pause the video and go get that standoff. Okay, so we have put the standoff on the end of the camera, and now we're going to see if we can make it back through. This has some fingers on the outside that's supposed to hold the camera up, and sometimes it prevents the camera from going through, highly blocked stuff. But we will see. It may actually help carry some of that stuff out past it if it's softened up enough. Yeah. Trying to fight through it here, but okay. I think I might have got through it. See that gush of water that I released behind me. So hopefully kind of breaking up that clog. You can see all that water coming through here. And so at about that 40-foot mark, 42 feet or so, where we were stuck last time. And I believe I'm getting past it. I just got past it there. Yeah. The good news is I was able to get past it. Hopefully we can get all the way to the main here. There's a lot of stuff in this line. There's some roots. be able to make it past this point. Yep, I think I'm stuck at this point. There's just such a buildup of material in this whole line. It needs to be fully cleaned. And then re-inspected. I mean, I did make it out past the other spot, but there's just a lot of roots and material buildup, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back, and you'll be able to see, you know, some of this as the water goes by us. I believe I managed to get a bunch of this stuff loose. So I went ahead and shut that water off. It's about 10 feet past the mark there. So I'd say they're going to have to at least go 75 feet to be able to clean all this. I think the lack of use is a big issue here as to why, you know, we're not able to get through it. So you can see all these large chunks of solids that I've knocked loose. It could just be a big grease ball, but there's also some roots and stuff like that. You can see I'm still coming up over top of a lot of stuff here for the first 20 feet. So pretty much the entire line here is full of waste, solids that have built up over a period of time. I'm not exactly sure how long. This place has been empty, but it's been quite a while. So I'm going to recommend that a cleaning be done. The full length of the pipe, which would probably be about 75 feet out to the main, maybe 80. And then a re-inspection done to check for the structural integrity of the line, to make sure that there's not some structural problem that originally caused this backup, and it's just built up, you know, from that point. So, so yeah, a cleaning and a re-inspection to be able to inspect the whole line for structural issues after the cleaning. So, but that will end the inspection at 1622 Shenandoah Avenue.